I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of George Brown College to start. We are the only GTA college that is located, excuse me, in the downtown, in the heart of downtown Toronto. We have three main campuses that supports the majority of around 30,000 students. We also have three satellite campuses as well, and you can see the difference. The CL, the SJ, and the W on this slide indicate our main campuses being Casaloma, St. James, and Waterfront. Our satellite campuses being Sunnybrook at the bottom there, Young Center, the YC, and Ryerson campus, where our early childhood education program is located. The program that we're discussing today is located at our St. James campus. It is very central, very close to the Toronto business hub for the city. It's only about a 10-minute walk from King Station, very close to St. Lawrence Market, Eaton Centre, and a short walk or transit ride to many of these sporting arenas downtown. You'll see in the legend at the bottom there that St. James campus is made of about 7 or 8 different buildings, and it is our largest campus by volume of students, with around 14 to 16,000 when we're up and running starting in September. So a very large campus here, and certainly what we would consider one of our main campuses. Of course, while you're here on campus, there are tons of student life opportunities and services to support you while you're here, from new student orientation to student-friendly space, athletics, of course, our campus bookstores, lots of great stuff to make sure that you are successful as you can be while you're here at the college. So, of course, you're here today to hear about our entrepreneurship management program. And with that, I'm going to pass the reins over to Mario. Welcome, Mario.
Hello, and welcome to everybody there. Today is, we're talking about B416, the entrepreneurship management program, the postgraduate level. It's nice and sunny in Toronto. Alina, I'm sure, hopefully it's sunny where you are. You say Toronto. So it's great to hear, great to see everybody, so to speak, here. And I'm here to answer any questions at the end of this presentation. But let's bring forward the idea first of where we are on this agenda. We're going to touch the program ideas, the program itself, the mission requirements, program operation, the outcomes of the program, things that you learn in semester 1 and semester 2, and just what some people have done after graduation. The next slide will show that, in fact, this just gives you a bit of a general overview. The Entrepreneurship Management Program, B416. I'm not going to call it B416 from here on in. You know what it is. But this is an 8-month program that will provide you with the skills and the knowledge and the support to design a full business plan that will be available to you can bring to a bank, to potential investors, and it includes business research and marketing and financing and web strategy. Upon completion of the program, you will have completed the full business plan for your proposed business, completed a financial plan including forecasting and cash flow, identified sources of funding, completed a marketing program, and I teach the marketing program here, and prepare a website. Before you go any further, if you don't have an idea, you're interested but you're not sure of an idea yet, we'll help you, work with you in terms of developing an idea. So a lot of it has to do with what are your interests, of course, and but through market research, through discussion, etc., the professors are here to assist you. The mandatory admission requirements, of course, if you have any further requests or discussions, you can call the registrar's office or the international office for information. But the top 3 points is that to get into the college, into this program, when, as I said before, it's the post-diploma, you should have a college advanced diploma of 3 years, degree, or a demonstrated relevant work experience with resume and references. You'll also we also ask you to have English language proficiency. Now, number 5 and 6, rather long to read, but essentially what it is, the test results must be available to the college, and if not, you must write the test results when it comes to English proficiency. Like I said before, if you have any questions, please contact the registrar's office, and if necessary, you can call the international office if anybody's from out of the country. The next slide gives you a bit of an overview. The Entrepreneurship Management Program is under the School of Management. It's under the Center for Business, but the School of Management, 2 semesters, 8 months, and there are 2 intakes. There is no summer intake, but there are 2 intakes. The intakes occur in September, and you would go from September to the middle of December approximately, And then you would continue from January, first day of January around that time to about the middle of April. The second intake would be in January, and the second intake would be January to about the middle of April, and then May to about the end of August. But it is about 8 months, or about 15 weeks per semester. And as I said earlier, it's at the St. James campus. So we'll look at the outcomes in terms of what we want to make sure you have when you leave. You'll develop and present and analyze a comprehensive business plan. What occurs with a business plan, the professors who are very well experienced in terms of background, some of them have their own businesses, a lot of them have been successful in their own chosen careers. And for example, in my case, I have a background in consumer product goods. What we do is we look at this information, we have this wealth of information the professors have, and we can discuss options, ideas with you, flesh out the particular idea that you have, and to make sure that in fact it's a plausible idea, of course. And a lot of students, they come in and they say, I would like to start a business like this. And it's not unusual to have 2 to 3 to 4 students every semester say, you know something, I looked into this now, I'm going to change my idea. And we work with you on something. You're never alone within this, but we want to make sure that when you develop a business plan, it's one that belongs to you for your particular chosen business idea. You develop strategies for implementing effective marketing plans. And of course, we look at the resources that you have and how you practice your enterprise. Again, the idea is to make sure these strategies are in place so you can have constant growth and effective growth as well. Accounting and finance principles to support management operations of an enterprise. We work with you in terms of building your business plan, but of course the finance is important. But you should learn how to read a financial reports, because it's important to understand how well you're doing, where you can save some money, where you can expand your business idea. Select sales and customer service strategies to apply them to the needs of your enterprise. Again, sales is very important. Nothing happens until a sale is made. And in fact, what happens with that is when you start looking at sales, you have to work with people, et cetera, to get them to like your idea, to build on your idea. Hopefully you're going to build a customer service strategy that you're going to have people constantly coming back to you. I mean, let's face it, it's always easier to have somebody come back to you than having a brand new customer. If you start building that nice core business, that's what we want you to do. Apply a range of human resources practices, and human resources is a very critical asset for any type of company. Make sure you hire people that have the same mission and vision that you have for your particular business. But human resources is very critical. Now, before I go any further, as I should say that this all reflects itself within a small business concept. Implements principles of supply chain management. There's the marketing mix, if you don't know business, but there's something called the marketing mix. There's 4 of them: product, place, price, and promotion. And the place component is where we talk about supply chain. Supply chain is basically getting the product from point A to point B and on through to your customer. So there's ways of doing it to make it efficient. We work at that. It's with you closely to ensure that you get the best supply chain method of getting your product to the customer. That includes, for example, setting up a place of business, either be brick and mortar or even online. There's a number of students who come to the course program who are interested in starting online businesses, of course. Conduct small business activities and transactions to ensure it's in compliance with legislation, health and safety, tax requirements, etc. We'll work with you. Of course, you want to make sure that everything you do is legal and it's done in a way that it's profitable for you as well, in the sense that you pay your taxes, etc., of course, but you build your business in a nice, methodical method, and that in fact you report yourself accordingly to the government in terms of what you've made and all that. But the thing is that we will work with you to ensure all the policies are adhered to. We'll give you information on them in the program. Promote principles of sustainability and corporate social responsibility. Today's customer wants a company that is corporately responsible. So we build into the program ideas of how to be responsible to your community. Prepare and follow a plan of ongoing personal and professional development. When you graduate from here after 8 months, it doesn't stop there. You're constantly going to have to build your experience level. your networking abilities, etc. And so this way here, we can continue to see your business basically develop over a period of time. Plan, implement, and evaluate projects by applying project management principles. We'll work with you. You're never alone, as I said. Profs are there. They have a lot of experience. They're prepared to listen to you. It's not unusual to have a private meeting with a professor and say, listen, I got something I want to work with you on. What do you think? So we'll work with you in terms of building your business, your small business. Market research. George Brown has an incredible library when it comes to market research. We invite the library to professor up here to the classroom, and they just provide all the information possible to tell you where to get the information, how to do it. And you're never alone. Again, as I keep coming back on that, is the fact is that they're there to assist you. We have a specific individual allocated to the School of Business. They know what we're looking for, so they're able to help you in terms of building NAICS codes or whatever we're talking about when it comes to business. Customer service, census tracts, who's going to buy from you, the development of a target market, in other words. Select and implement risk management strategies. You don't want to take a chance. You want to be a calculated risk taker. So we will work with you to build these strategies in place so that you minimize the exposure to a potential issue when you build your business, start your business. That we ask for semester one is human resources. And this, again, you will build your company with people working for you, and them working for you. You want to make sure they follow the mission and vision statements that you've established. You want to make sure they represent your company well. And with that, of course, the human resources component is very important. And as I said earlier, all these courses are taken from a small business perspective. Of course, the law course is taken. This is the legal aspects of entrepreneurship. The nuance of entrepreneurship when it approaches the requirement to make sure you run your business according to the laws of the country. Finance and accounting for entrepreneurs. You learn how to read a financial statement. You build from there, and then what happens is that the professor who is in accounting knows about what to expect, what you should know in terms of running your small business as an entrepreneur. Supply chain management, again, getting the product from point A to point B. There's a good course there in terms of assisting you developing a good channel so that your product gets at the right place, right time, right price, right quantity, etc. Principles of marketing, the fundamentals of business of marketing. We started that, and then we start developing it. We get advanced in terms of what you learn. By the way, I should mention that about half the class third to half the class have never taken a business program when they join us, but at the end of it all, they come out there quite comfortable with what they've learned. And business research is a very important program because at the end of the day, you want to make sure where your target market is, and then in fact, you're showing your target market. You go to your target market so that they come back to you and say, "Yeah, we're going to support you. You're a good business. You're a good individual. You're a good neighbor." And by the way, as I said earlier, it's not only brick and mortar, but we're also talking online businesses as well. Semester two, the omni-channel, the website development, etc. We teach you in terms of how people buy now. The business plan creation, the professor we work with is very in tune with different businesses. And you build a business plan over a period of a couple of months so that this way here you have a good business idea that's very solid. It's not something just a one-off, so to speak. It is a lot of thinking and working to make sure that the business plan is a very feasible business plan. I just go back to you again. There's no prerequisite required to take the omni-channel, but when you take business plan creation, you have to successfully complete semester one. The entrepreneurship speaker series, there's a prerequisite, again, successful completion for semester one. And with this one particular course, what happens is that we invite speakers to come into the college, and they talked about how to work with an entrepreneurship, how to work as an entrepreneur, what some of the pitfalls will be, some of the strengths we're looking for. And it's a great opportunity for you to ask questions, and at the same time, the all-important networking. And the last one, MGMT 1028, the sales and promotion. You need the prerequisite marketing 1042. Nothing gets done, as I said earlier, without a sale. And the fact of the matter is that we want you to sell the product that you're trying to, as you're doing as an entrepreneur. But the fact is, you have to sell your idea and your concept to people who want to invest in your business if that's what you want to do. So the question is, how may I help you? But before I get there, I want to tell you some type of businesses that were considered recently. For example, fashion, of course, fashion stores, importing of fruits and vegetables from South America, photography agencies, computer software development companies, cafes, beauty supply and salon, immigration companies, children play clubs, sports bar, dental labs, IT businesses, supply chain, restaurant supply. I mean, we can go on and on. Picture gallery company as well, consulting, different types of restaurants. So there's a lot of them out there. So these individuals came up with their idea. We helped them develop their business plans. So at this point, how may I help you? If you have any questions, please tell me. Hello, Tanja. It's a long question. What if you have a couple of ideas but aren't sure to which to pursue? That's a good, very, very good question. It happens from time to time. What we'll do is that you meet with the different professors and ask them questions about the business idea you have. And what happens is that from time to time, what occurs is that a person will change their mind because they say, after we've done the first semester, this idea is not feasible. Can I work on another idea? And we'll work with you. So the question is this, is that if you have a couple of ideas, bring them forward, talk to any of the professors that you feel comfortable with to chat. And we're all approachable, of course, because you're not, as I said earlier, you're not alone in this. And we will do the pros and cons. A lot has to do in terms of what your outcomes are, what you would like to be, what you like to, your ideas for the future, etc. So it's not a simple idea that just doesn't work. We want to make sure you get a good idea because you're going to be investing your lifetime with that idea. Thank you, Tanja. We have another question, maybe? Okay, to find out about domestic student application process, please go on the website there that has been put up by someone here at the office here. And would you please tell me more about professors' backgrounds? Yes, of course. For example, in my case, CPG, consumer products goods, companies like Walmart, Loblaws, and organizations like that, I've been exposed to terms of how to sell to them, etc. And so my background is retail. We have individuals with a background in accounting, in supply chain management. So what we have is individuals that can give you a good supportive background in terms of what it is like to be in the field, so to speak, within the classroom. Is there a specific background you're looking for or a specific industry you're looking for, Alina? Just in general? Yes, no problem. But like, for example, the individual who works on business plan creation, he's been with the college a number of years, and he's seen a lot of business ideas. So by all means, if you have an idea, just sorry, if you have a question regarding a professor's brand, you can give me a call. But generally speaking, they all have relevant, recent information about industry or business ideas. There's a posting there regarding international student applications, and there's the website on that. You're very welcome, Alina.
Mario, thank you so much for the presentation. Now, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you directly, can we put your email into chat?
By all means, do so.
Yep.
I'll even give you the extension that I'm at.
Okay. Oh, and thank you. Our business rep was able to do that
Okay.
for us.
And my extension is, well, the phone number is 416-415-5000, extension 3603.
Okay, fantastic. And I think that we are probably going to end it right there for today. Thank you very much, Mario, for joining us, and thank you to everyone who has attended the session today. Of course, if you do have any other questions, the contact for Mario is up there, as well as some great links that will certainly assist you as you're making your decision whether or not to come into this program. Any last thing you wanted to add before we say goodbye, Mario?
No, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. When you're in a classroom, you're meeting a lot of students, and for example, we take time to understand what they want, what they're looking for, to ensure that the business idea is a feasible, plausible idea, if you will. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, this program has been around for a while, so we've met a number of students who've worked hard on business plans and their ideas. So welcome, and look forward to working with you. Thank you.